Hey, what's up YouTube? Canon just released a bomb. They announced the EOS R5 specs and it sounds insane. I checked the specs, they're in front of me. I'm reading the list like a couple of times already and I'm just like, what? Because Canon had always some limitations with their cameras, with their mirrorless lineup. For example, EOS R, you weren't able to shoot 4K without the crop factor, basically, and then, you weren't able to use the log file with the RP. And now with this camera, Canon is offering so many things. With EOS R5, Canon kind of jumped, because they were like walking, they had some specs in their cameras, but now I'm checking a couple of the specs that I want to share with you. 8K RAW internal recording up to 30 frames per second. This sounds insane. We don't know yet how long it's able to record. Most likely, I'm assuming there should be some sort of limitation because 8K RAW file sounds quite huge and I don't know how the camera is gonna handle it because that file is gonna be so big. I don't know how the current PCs are able to deal with it because it's gonna be 8K RAW, and also Canon is offering Canon Log file in 8K and 4K with this camera without the crop factor. So all that information gonna be written in those files. It's gonna be huge. I don't know how you will be able to deal with that 8K footage in your current PC, but let's see. Maybe they're gonna do some amazing stuff with that. Already these are sounding amazing. With that mirrorless body, they're gonna zip all this information that I'm gonna share with you in that small body. Canon is promising 8K internal video, 30 frames per second, 422 10-bit and Canon log file. This also sounds insane. 4K internal video, 120 frames per second. What?
What's the matter with you?
Canon log file it's gonna be also, and 10-bit Canon log. This sounds insane. We don't have all the information if it's gonna record the sound also or not in the settings, but it's already promising. And also 4K 60 frames per second externally you can record, for example Atomos Ninja or something like that. 60 frames per second externally, not internally. Canon also announced that with EOS R5 you'll be able to shoot 8K and 4K is gonna be without crop factor. And also, as I was saying, Canon log file, and the camera is going to be able to use dual pixel autofocus. Canon's dual pixel autofocus is so good. The log file, the colors and everything is going to be so good with this camera. As I was saying, the bar is going to be so high for the other manufacturers. Canon EOS R5 going to have two card slots, guys. One of them is going to be CF Express and the other is going to be SD UHS 2. I think there's going to be a limitation because if you're shooting with the 8K you will not be able to put it to SDUHS because it's not fast enough. Most likely you will only put it to CF Express, but I think 4K is going to be fine to put both of the cards. But I don't know, I'm not sure yet. Let's see. One more thing the Canon is going to do with this camera, they're going to put 5-axis image stabilization with this camera, and it's going to be used as stabilization on the lenses as well. So your shoot's going to be bread and butter, and with all this information, all this technology I was sharing, 4K, 8K, log, dual pixel autofocus, Canon's colors, Canon's autofocus, it sounds insane. This is gonna destroy all the companies. Good luck with that. So these are all the information that we have about the EOS R5 right now, and it's promising so much to the consumer. And I think if it's gonna be able to handle all of these well, there is gonna be a lot of consumers which is gonna be switching from the other brands to this camera, to this brand. And when that happens, there is gonna be a lot of second-handed stuff around, and if you're looking for some specific gear, you will be able to find them for sure. Because this camera is gonna, as I was saying, gonna shake all the mirrorless camera lineup. Canon's R lenses, R glasses are, bread and butter. If you have the budget, I think you should get this camera, and if it's able to handle all this information. Leave a comment down below what you think about this camera, guys. For me it's insane, as I was saying hundreds of times already. It's nice to see the camera technology is increasing, which will please us, the consumers, to use this kind of good cameras with these small bodies. And it sounds insane, and to see how the technology is just going and increasing day by day to Canon just jumped from the 4K with the crop to 8K raw internal recording. It sounds insane, but as I was saying, most likely people wouldn't like to be even shoot with the 8K right now, because all those files gonna be so big and it's gonna be hard to deal with your current computer. But it's gonna be kind of future-proof, this camera, and a couple of years later this 8K is gonna be like bread, like nothing to the current computer systems. But yeah, I mean, it's so pleasing to see, for me to, you know, read this list even without touching the camera. That's it for today, guys. I'm gonna be sharing if Canon releases some other information. Thanks for watching the video. Don't consider subscribing, I would be so pleased. See you guys in the next one.